Hey guys, it's Sithlor. Welcome back. The next skill in the primary skill tree that the monk has is Deadly Reach. Again, this generates 6 spirit per attack and does 110% weapon damage, just like Fist of Thunder, the video that I just covered. Now, the difference between this one is instead of having a little bit of AoE damage, this skill has its range extended. And so one of the things that I disliked about Fist of Thunder is that you always had to be in melee range. Well, especially when dealing with like a Desecrator pack or a Molten pack or a Plagued pack. Well, this skill eliminates that risk because you can stay at a decent distance and still do about the same amount of damage. So it is not quite as quick as far as attacking goes. There is a slight difference, and I'm not sure exactly why, but Fist of Thunder is a faster spell, and therefore you will do a little bit more damage and generate spirit a little faster. So let's go and find an enemy, and we will show what the base skill is, and then take a look at some of the rune choices. So here we go here. So I can stand right here. First, second, third. And so I'm nowhere near melee range, but still able to take them out. So I really like this skill. It's not used all that often, but it does provide me the safety that I like. Now, Piercing Trident increases the area of effect of the second and the third strikes. So just by looking at it, you can see that the second and third strikes have more AoE associated with them. So this turns into more like a cleave ability than anything else as a result of the way that the second and third attacks work. It's not actually extending the distance, it's just extending the range and the area that it covers.
Feel the wrath of Yikar.
So let's go to town and we'll switch up and show you the next turn. So Keen Eye is the next one. This is an incredible defensive skill. So right now, my armor is 3400. So once you use the skill, my armor will increase by about 1700. So you can see that I'm now at 5000. So my damage mitigation is at 62% when using the skill, and it's at 53% when I'm not using the skill. So it does reduce the damage by quite a bit. And so, like I said, it's a very good defensive skill. So I'll take a lot less damage as a result. And less damage is always a good thing. Scattered Blows. This is truly the AoE ability associated with this. Because every third strike deals 170% weapon damage. So the third strike will hit up to 6 enemies within 15 yards for 170% damage. So when you take the 170 and divide by 3 to come up with an approximate damage per attack, let's just say it's 60, and that's 55. So the 110% plus the 55, it's really approximately 165% weapon damage per attack, which is incredible for a primary attack spirit generator. But again, this is essentially just a single target skill, except the third blow. Although the third blow does a significant amount of damage. So this is actually more damage per attack than Fist of Thunder, although Fist of Thunder is a faster attack. So I'm assuming that Fist of Thunder does more damage, but it's something that I haven't tested overly. I haven't tested basically at all in order to find out the number of attacks per second between the two of them. And
I don't have enough spirit.
so let's just take out these guys. And then we'll switch up the skills. So the next rune choice, Strike from Above, increases your spirit generation. So as you saw, I did run a little bit low as I used basically every single one of my skills at the same time with dealing with that pack. It does still generate 6 fury per attack, whereas what this skill does is increases the spirit regeneration by 10 every time you have a critical hit. So it will increase your spirit, but again, just like Fist of Thunder, I find that my spirit regenerates quickly enough on its own, and unless I am changing my build up significantly, and I just don't find that the extra spirit generation is something that is needed and worthwhile enough for me to change up what skills I'm using, or change up the additional damage for the spirit generation. So the very last rune choice is Foresight. This is another extremely good skill, and the reason being is because it increases your damage by 18% for all attacks for 30 seconds. So my damage is now 26%, or 26,000, whereas at the end of the 30 seconds it'll drop down to about 23,000. And so actually we'll be able to see as I'm finding the next group of enemies. The reason this is important is because it's applicable in every single skill. So when you're using Cyclone and, well, I guess in this case 22,500. So when I'm using my Cyclones, that's also impacting the damage that's being done as well. So it's a trade-off of how many skills are you going to be using. Are you using Seven-Sided Strike? Are you using Mystic Ally? What skills, Wave of Light, what skills are you actually having on your bar? And if you're going to have a few damaging skills that you're using, and the only reason you're using a primary skill is to generate additional spirit, then this is a great skill. If you're using your primary skill literally for primary purposes, then I'd suggest against it. So anyways, guys, that is the Deadly Reach skill. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.